Today is it, Election Day, and while so many eyes are trained on the presidential race, there are many congressional races that could change the balance of power on Capitol Hill, affecting all of us. So here to break it down is CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane. Scott, I love it when you're at a touchboard. Talk to us about the key congressional races.
We are in this now. There's no escaping. The election is here, and the entire country is in play when you talk about Congress. Let me begin in the U.S. Senate, where if Democrats lose as few as just one seat, they could lose control of the U.S. Senate, and they're playing defense in an awful lot of places. Let me show you a few of them. Pennsylvania is a battleground Senate race in addition to being a presidential battleground. Three-term Democrat Bob Casey trying to win a fourth term against Dave McCormick, endorsed by former President Trump. This is a state in which tens of millions of dollars have been spent. Let's go to a state Trump won in 2020 and 2016. Another one of those three-term Democrats. Sherrod Brown trying to win a fourth term with Bernie Moreno, the Republican, in the U.S. Senate. This is a race that both parties think is competitive. Sherrod Brown does very well with union voters, blue-collar voters who've been going toward Trump. And he's big in the 3 C cities of Ohio: Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus. How about Montana? Another state that went for Trump in 2016 and 2020. Jon Tester is trying to protect this seat against political newcomer and military veteran Tim Sheehy. Those are 3 different third-term Democrats trying to win fourth terms, but none of them, Lana, has ever won a Senate race when Donald Trump's on the ballot, too.
Well, I'm going to ask you about that, Scott, because obviously there is a drafting effect that happens with the leader at the top. What do you think about these races and how they'll signal what we might expect in terms of trends, at least, at the presidential level?
There would have to be some amount of split-ticket voting, presumably, for Jon Tester to win in Montana, a state that's Donald Trump's prohibitive favorite state among those. I mean, he is overwhelmingly favored in Montana, so you'd have to split tickets. That doesn't happen often in recent Senate races. But in the U.S. House, a different dynamic's going on, where Democrats are increasingly optimistic about otherwise red states and some of the seats in those states. They have made an 11th-hour push in Iowa, including in the 1st District and in the 3rd District. Marionette Miller Meeks has 2 terms, but in 2020, she won this seat by just 6 votes. Democrats are trying to oust her in the 1st District. In the 3rd District, they're trying to make inroads against Congressman Zach Nunn. You remember those Iowa polls this weekend? They're increasingly bullish about the House races there, too.
Scott, I just came back from Iowa. There is a lot of people very interested in the results of this election. Thank you.